Everyone wants the glory. Everyone wants the recognition. Everyone wants the story, the legend, the triumph. But very few want the risk, and that's why very few are remembered. Life is not meant to be lived in safety. Life is not meant to be lived behind walls. Life is not meant to be lived waiting for permission. Life is meant to be experienced, fought for, risked. There is no greatness without risk. There is no story without risk. There is no legacy without risk. Everything you admire, every success you've seen, every hero you know, took a risk that others were too afraid to take. They walked into the unknown. They stepped outside the comfort zone. They embraced fear, not to suffer but to evolve. Most people live their entire life like this, safe, careful, predictable, and completely forgettable. But the ones who risk, they live forever, not because they didn't fear, but because they acted in spite of fear. Fear is not your enemy. It is a test, a signal, a gatekeeper. Risk is the doorway to your next level, but that door won't open unless you're willing to knock, and knock hard. You want a life worth telling one day? You need to risk something today. Risk failure, risk rejection, risk being misunderstood, risk working on something nobody believes in yet. The only people who change the world are the ones who stop waiting for permission. You're afraid of looking stupid? Who cares? You're afraid of losing money? You'll make more. You're afraid people will laugh at you. They laugh because they're small. The crowd always mocks the climber until he reaches the top. Then they applaud. Your life is not a joke. It is a story being written every second. And if you're not risking, you're not writing. You're erasing. You're stalling. You're hiding. Nothing great comes without exposure. You must put something on the line. Your time, your comfort, your heart, your effort, your energy, your reputation. Because risk is not the enemy of success. It is the birthplace of it. Think of every powerful moment in history. Someone decided, I'd rather risk everything than live as nothing. That's what separates the many from the few, the risk takers, the dream chasers. The ones who say, if I fail, I learn. If I fall, I rise. If I struggle, I grow. But I refuse to stay safe. Playing safe is playing small. And you are not small. Inside you is a giant, waiting to rise. But giants don't grow in safety. They grow in challenge, danger, uncertainty. You owe yourself a story worth telling. But stories require bravery. The story you tell one day shouldn't be, I lived carefully. I never tried. I always stayed safe. It should be, I risked, I fought, I believed, I fell, I rose, I conquered, I lived fully. Say this now. No risk, no story. No risk, no growth. No risk, no greatness. So move, act, risk it. Build something worth remembering. The world will not remember the safe ones, but it will never forget the brave ones.